Hello guys, welcome back again on my YouTube channel. I hope you are doing well. So today we will discuss the basics of Linux and we will continue our series of Linux basics. So this is the document which I have created for myself. So let me discuss the as we know that the Linux is basically a file-based operating system. That means everything in Linux is a file. So there are certain file system hierarchy in Linux operating system, which we will discuss one by one. So let me discuss. This is the document which I have created. So I will discuss this along with we will to practical also. So please keep watch this video till the end and I hope this video will be very helpful for for them who want to learn Linux from scratch to advanced level. So in Linux system, boot folder contains kernel files. It also contains bootloader files known as grub. So let me go through the boot folder. This is the boot folder of my Linux. So let me list out. So as you can see, as we read in the document that this boot folder basically contains the kernel file. So this you can see VM Linux initram fs. So these are the kernel files which you will find in the boot slash boot Slash boot folder is basically contain the files which are bootable, which is helpful during the boot of the systems. You just need to remember, nothing else. The next line we read like also contain bootloader files known as grub. So here, this is my virtual machine, which is CentOS 7. So as you can see, this also contains grub files, grub folders. So let me jump into the grub folder. Let me list out whatever content. So as you can see, this is another file which is inside the grub. So this is basically a bootloader which is helpful during the booting of the system. So this boot folder contains the bootable files. You just need to remember. Our next file system hierarchy, which is slash dev directory. Slash dev, as the name suggests, device. So device driver are stored here. Device driver files are called special files. So as we install in Windows some of the drivers like for the pen drive and for the other bootable media like for other devices we install drivers separately, so that is installed in the C folder. Similarly in the Linux system these device drivers are stored in the slash dev files. So let me jump into the slash dev file now. To clear the screen, you should use clear option. So once I press enter, so it will clear my screen. So right now I am in the slash dev directory. So let me list out the content of slash dev. So these are all the device files. These you can see these are all the device files, also the driver files. Whatever drivers are in my Linux system. So all the drivers files you can find in this directory. So this is the important directory. Whenever you need to find any driver, so you should only jump into the slash dev directory. So this is the device. Our next file system is slash etc. Slash etc contains all configuration files. Slash etc, like whatever applications you will install, whatever configuration files for that particular applications, and all the configuration files which you can find in slash etc directory. So let me list out the content of, as we discussed, this slash etc directory mostly contains the conf file. Conf, which basically the short form for the configurations. So let me filter out like ls-ltr asterisk slash conf. So as you can see, let me count. So as you can see, there are 54 configuration files that are present in this slash etc directory, which is belongs to separate services like AutoFS, resolve.com, local, source, rsyslog, KRV, NFS, yum.com, MK, E2FS, Raka, E2FSCK. So there are multiple configuration files which are dedicated for separate services as well as for the separate role. So if you want to find a configuration file of particular service or particular applications or particular like any other tool which you have installed to use in your Linux system, so you will find the configuration of that particular tool applications in this slash etc directory. So you should always remember while working as a IT support, or whether you are working as a production support or working as a Linux admin, so you should always remember that my configuration file will be there in the slash etc directory. So this is very important directory, and this is also a very critical directory. Before deleting anything from this directory, you should always verify whether it is deletable or not. You should always keep in mind that this is very important directory because this contains the configurations of applications. Our next directory is slash that contains all user command. It is stored here as file. As I mentioned earlier, Linux is basically a file-based operating system. Everything in Linux is a file. So whatever command you hit, let me like I am pressing ls, pwd or whatever cd. So this is all the basically the files. All the binaries of this command will be present in the slash directory. So you should always remember. So let me jump into the slash bin directory. ls So these are the files which are basically uh, dedicated to the Linux commands, whatever command we hit in the Linux. So that particular command binaries are present in this directory. So let me check the path. Where is ls? So as you can see, my ls command path is this usr win. So as you can see, my ls command binaries are stored in this usr slash bin ls. This is the basically part. There are a couple of more concepts that will you will understand in my once you will clear your basic understanding. So let me let me learn step by step everything. Our next step of the next important command file for directory slash sbin. Slash sbin is basically a super bin. There are command files only root user. So here there are two scenarios. Right now I am using just for user. As you can see, it's root. So in Linux, one is super user and the other one are regular users. So right now I am logged in as a super user. So whatever commands are uh, basically used and whatever commands are run by the super user, that is root, which is stored in the slash bin directory. That means each command can be only run by the super user only, nothing and not by the regular user. So this is the very important point. You should always remember regular users, whatever commands which is used by the regular user will be stored in the slash bin directory, and whatever commands that will be used by the super user, that is root, will be stored in slash swin. So swin stands for super win. So that you should always, as similarly mentioned in this document, there are command files. Only root user can run these commands, most of the commands. Our next is lost plus found. It contains data recoverable files. So lost and find. Sorry for that. Lost plus found. So our next command is our next directory is /usr. This is this is also a very important directory and the file system hierarchy in the Linux operating system that contains all the softwares and applications. So let me jump into the this. So like whatever applications and softwares you are using, so it will be stored in the /usr directory. One next is /lib. It is referred to as library. It contains all .so files, shared object files. Whatever library, that means .so files, which will be present in /lib. These are XML files. Let me jump into the Java folder. There's nothing in the Java. Let me jump into the firmware. So these you can see like, so these are .so files which are basically present in the /usr directory. So sorry, in the libraries which are uh, used. So this is present in the /lib. That you can see. In Windows, we use .dll files. Similarly, in Linux, we use .so files. Our next file system is /var. So all log files are saved here. Whatever log files are there will be stored in the /var. Like whatever applications, softwares you are using, so all the logs belongs to that particular software applications will be present in /var directory, and you can find separately within the folders. So in Windows we have event viewer, in Linux we have logs. So as you can see in Windows we have event viewer. uh, Let me show you. So In Windows, like you can see, this is our event viewer. So here you can see multiple Windows logs and everything, custom views, application service log. In similarly in Linux, we used slash var. So all the logs are saved here in the slash var. In Windows, we have users in C drives. In Linux, we have this is our next thing. So let me first jump into the slash var. Let me show you and let me jump into the log tree. In the log that you'll find that all the log file likes message, cron, last log, secure, WTMP, dmessage, which it contains all the information related to the our kernels and messages which you can find. So there are couple of files which is dedicated for the separate functionalities. So you can find all the logs like yum log, messages, cron log, mail log, secure log. So all the logs which are dedicated to, you will find that you can easily find in this directory. So in Windows, we have users in C drive. When we create users in Windows, so it is basically present in the C drive. Similarly, in Linux, we have home directory. Home directory is a location where it contains the locations of users. So let me jump into the slash home directory and list out the contents. So right now these are the users which you can see like Amar, test. This is basically the directory which I have created, but this is not the user like Avilash, John. So these are the home directory. So let me jump into the Amar, which is one user, and let me list out the content. So this is the home directory which is belongs to user Amar. It contains like templates, public, downloads, documents, desktop, videos, music, and all the files which is created by this and all the data which is belongs to that particular this user will be uh, present in this. So this is basically the home directory of Amar. So you can find whenever you create whenever you create new user, so by default that home directory will be created in this home folder, home directory. So let me create one user like user add and the name is technical launch. Let me again jump into the home directory and list out the content. So now you can see the home directory for technical R is also created. So let me jump into this directory and see what is the files and directories are there. So there is nothing because this is the right now this is the new user. So also define let me define the password also.